Hello, welcome to my latest video. Hope you're keeping well, of course. On, what day is it now? Tuesday, the 4th of January 2022. Happy New Year. You'll have to excuse me, I'm full of cold still. I've had it for the past week or so. I can't shift it. So if I'm a bit snotty and bunged up, I do apologise. So I'm going to be painting on this acrylic painting that I did a couple of months ago. But yeah, I'm just bored of it now, so I'm going to go over it, jazz it up a bit. It's quite big. It's 24 by 20 inches on stretch canvas, and I'll start waving my hairy stick about and see what we can do. There's my palette, of course. I've got my Payne's grey, sap green with a bit of red ochre. I've added a bit of linseed oil. There's cadmium yellow pale hue, titanium white, ultramarine blue, and there's a little bit of Indian red there as well, and there's a bit of green which is almost dry, so I don't think I'll be using that. And yeah, just see what we can do. So just load my brush with a bit of sap green, and we'll make a start. I'm going to try and exploit that horizon a bit, just see what happens. Yeah, hope you're all doing alright. 'Tis the new year. I've had my hair cut, you'll notice. My wife did it for me, because I don't go in hairdressers. I've never liked hairdressers anyway, so I tend to stay away. I have fond memories though of a hairdresser's in Buxton down Fairfield Road. Well, it's not what wasn't hairdressers, but it was a barber called Frank. And yeah, he was a lovely bloke. He was fantastic. He was always busy, and it was a tiny shop he had. You know, it was not much bigger than my studio. And you'd walk in, and ding ding, the bell would go, and there'd be a layer of smoke hanging from the ceiling, because he used to sit in that little room chain smoking, and he'd be on woodbines and all sorts of stuff. And you'd be there having your hair done, and he'd smoke about 3 fags from the time he did your hair. The ash falling on your shoulder as he spoke, it hanging out of his lips. But yeah, it was a lovely bloke though. Let's put a bit of yellow up here, just a little bit, just a suggestion. Yeah, good old Frank. So yeah, if you're from Buxton and you remember him, let me know. But yeah, I don't like sitting in hairdressers. Not very good at small talk. Yeah, I think to be a hairdresser you've got to be a master with the old small talk. Right, so far so good. Just give my brush a quick wipe. I'll put some Sky on next. Just see what happens. Yeah, there's still a bit of green on my brush, but that doesn't matter too much. Might add to it, normally does. Illusion of hills there, which is good. That come in handy. Yeah, it wasn't often we went to the hairdressers when we were growing up, because we didn't live near any. You know, there obviously wasn't the hairdressers in the village we used to live when we were growing up. The nearest one was down in Bakewell. And we used to go there, but not very often. It used to be my mum and a pair of scissors at the kitchen table. And she'd do our hair for us. Yeah, there's a little bit green in the sky, but it might help. Right, a bit more things down here. More yellow, or greeny yellow if you like. So green. Yeah, it's gone seriously cold around Wales today. I'll be pulling some snow up on the tops, up on Snowdon. Well, you can guarantee it'll be on Snowdon. But there won't be any round where I live. About 2 inches above sea level. Do miss the snow. That's some really good times in the Peak District, growing up with the snow. And when it snowed, you know, more often than not, the school would be shut, which was always good for us kids. Yeah, we used to go and get the school bus in the snow. And, you know, it was the days before bloody internet and mobile phones and all that business. So we never knew if the school would be shut. There was just no way of finding out, other than perhaps your mum phoning. And yeah, when we were at secondary school, we were told that wait for the school bus until 8:20. If it doesn't come by 8:20, school would be shut. You know, the buses would have been cancelled, school shut and everything like that. Of course, we didn't wait until 8:20. We'd wait until bloody 8:10 and go, yeah, it's not coming, and we'll go off home. And in the village where we lived, in the Peak District, you could see the bus coming from miles away. You know, it was like reminiscent of Postman Pat, the windy roads and up and down hills and stuff. You could see the bus coming from down the road. But we were looking and it was snowing. I was like, it's not here. So by 8:15, we'd all started dispersing. And this one occasion, as we were dispersing, the bus was in the distance. It was making its way through the village. So everybody ran. Every single kid in the village legged it, because we didn't want to go to bloody school. And we all hid behind walls and God knows what else, and the bus parked at the bus stop waiting, and the driver got bored of it and bogged off. He was bored of waiting. And so we thought, great. So we had the day off. And we all went home, to get the sledges out the garages and sheds and everything else. And we all went down to the village. We all made our way down to the village green to have snowball fights and God knows what else. And lunchtime came, and we were there messing about on the village green and on the playing fields and everything else like that. And a load of cars turned up, and it was the half a dozen flipping teachers from the school during the lunch break. And we weren't the only village. It was several villages were doing it, Yulgrave and all over the shop. The teachers went round all the little outlying villages, rounding kids up. And these teachers showed up, and we ran, we bloody legged it. But next day at school during assembly, we all got a massive bollocking. Everybody did. Old school for skiving. But it was good fun. We used to have some belting snowball fights and stuff. It sometimes got us into trouble. There was this one bloody occasion. We lived opposite a big Victorian townhouse. It was a Victorian townhouse in the middle of a village, and it was big, it was massive. It must have belonged to a mill owner or something like that, or a mine owner, because it was a big house with big bay windows. And it was owned by this, it was a nice chap actually. This bloke who had wild cats in his back garden in cages. And I'm not a fan of keeping animals caged up, but these were well looked after, these wild cats. He doted on them, and they were big cages, big enclosures, and they weren't bloody leopards or anything like that. It was just wild cats. I think they're Scottish wild cats or something. They're only small. And the dogs are about to go. I'm sorry. Give it a minute. I forgot to mention I've got the dogs. It's going so well. Eric, shut up. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the bloke with the wild cats and the Victorian townhouse in the village. We'd been snowball fighting, you know, school was off, and we'd been messing about with snowballs and sledging and doing snowmen, all sorts of stuff. And we'd got bored, and we proceeded to start chucking snowballs at this man's house. You know, he's banged on his front door, and you could see him sat, because he was retired, he was sat in his living room with a big walnut effect Grundig TV in his lounge, watching Pebble Mill or whatever it was. And you know, we'd chuck the snowballs at his front door, and he'd jump up and he'd open the door and he'd look around. He wouldn't be able to find us because we're all hiding behind walls and things, giggling. So this was going on for a time, and my turn came to start chucking a snowball at his front door. And it was a snowball I've been working on for some time, you know, proper ice ball really. I've been breathing on it and really working it into a solid mass of ice. And then I then chucked it. And it was quite a wide road, so it was a good distance between my house over the road and his house. And so it went a big arc in the sky, this bloody snowball. But instead of hitting his front door, it went straight through the big glass window on his bay view, sorry, his bay window front thing. Went, you know, smashed straight through the window and clouted him on the back of the head as he was watching telly in the lounge. And we didn't hang about. Yeah, we leapt up and legged it, and so we didn't see what happened after that. And you know, we spent the rest of the day around the village and thinking, oh Christ, big trouble. So anyway, after a few hours, I plucked up the courage to go back home, and went to, you know, back to my house, but you had to go past his house. But his window, it you know, somebody there boarding it up and all the rest of it, and I can't remember. I don't think I got caught. I might have done. I can't remember. If I didn't get caught, the cat will be out the bag now, because my mum watches these films and she'd know about it now. But yeah, it was. I do regret that, because he was a lovely bloke. He was a very nice man. I think my mum might have had to shell out on a new window. I can't remember. Yeah, sometimes got us into bother, snowballs. I remember one time at secondary school. It was a big school. It's about 1,300 kids or something like that. It had snowed and the fire alarms went off. And you know, if the fire alarm goes off, the teachers then chaperone you outside. You know, no running and all the rest of it, you know. And you form up in rows in the playground. And it was kind of facing the school, and it was sort of a big flat roof on this particular part of the school. And we were there all formed up, and teachers were taking the register and so on. And we suddenly got pelted by a load of snowballs and things from the roof. And it turned out somebody had set the alarms off to ambush all the teachers and the kids with snowballs and things. Little buggers. Yeah, it wasn't me, I hasten to add. Right. Getting there reasonably nicely that. Not a bad sky. I think that green helps, and I think perhaps the red helps. Let's put a bit more titanium white up here. Now, let's have a see. Few bits and pieces down here. Great memories. Yeah, the Payne's grey down here. I might give this brush a quick wipe so it doesn't get too muddy. Yeah, it's got quite a nice few lumps and bumps here, a few hills and things, trees and stuff, which will do for me. That's that green. There's Norman again growling away. Don't know what they're growling and barking at. With their own shadow. Well, it could have been someone at the door, but my motto: an unanswered door is a happy door. I don't bother answering if I'm painting. It's a load of mucking about. You know, if I'm in my flow and I have to end up stopping just to open the door for somebody's sales rep, I'm not happy, so I choose not to open it when I'm painting. Right. There we go, it's getting on reasonably nicely. A few more bits here. Yeah, not too bad. Kind of reminiscent of around Hathersage and Hope Valley and Bamford and places like that in the Peak District. Right, what to do now? Let's get this long handled flat brush just to see what happens. I don't know, it might be a bit sickly at this stage, but carry on going and see what happens. Right, lots of movement. That lead-in's quite useful, we'll keep that. Bit more yellow. Not bad at all. Not bad. Payne's grey again. I love these long handled brushes, you can be really expressive with them. Yeah, it's quite a bit of useful movement there. A bit more Indian red. Not lie. Oh, Norman again going, I do apologise. Yeah, we're very, very nearly there. Put some bits on. We go. Perhaps a road there. Yeah, coming on nicely. Coming on nicely. Quite pleased. Some lovely detail in the distance. A suggestion of body of water there perhaps as well. A lake or something. Yeah, quite pleased. Just put a bit more dark down here, just to draw the eye in a bit. Yeah, coming on nicely. I've recently started watching, well I say started watching, been watching it for 40 odd years. Got back into Star Wars again. I've got the Disney Plus channel. So yeah, just watched every single Star Wars. So I'm a fan. I've watched them all, other than you know, the, what's it called, Phantom Menace. I'm not a fan of. I'm not really a fan of that one at all. But yeah, the others. My favourite of the lot is, you know, I love the old classic ones from when I was a kid. But my favourite recent one is Rogue One. It's just mind blowing. Rogue One is. My wife's cousin, actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she works for Industrial Light and Magic. She worked on the special effects on the Star Wars, you know, more recent Star Warses. That's my claim to fame. I wouldn't know her name. I've never bloody met her. Yeah, I think, you know, that looks almost just about dandy. Let's do some more stuff with this sky. Yeah, my wife will know her name. I can't think. We're getting there. Oh, that's quite nice, that. Quite nice shapes that this flatbush makes. Carry on a bit. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. Excuse me, my throat is on its way out. I'll do another COVID test, make sure I haven't got the old Kung flu. I've got a almost inexhaustible supply of tests through work. I get tested a few times a week. But chances of me getting COVID are pretty remote, so I don't bloody go anywhere. I just sit and paint. I only go to work and that's it. Just paint the rest of the time. So the chances of me catching off anybody are next to zero. I've got a pretty good immune system anyway. I'm blessed with a strong immune system. Tried and tested. Right, I think that doesn't look too bad. Let's have a look. Let's have a think. Put some specs on. Trees, buildings perhaps up there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think with you know, definitely. I might two minds whether or not to do something with that. Yeah, I'm going like that with it. Yes, there we go. Bit of a hillside. And I think we're done. Yes. Yeah, I think that looks just about dandy. So, job is a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Saw something else there. And as well as YouTube, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and my website, jonkid.co.uk. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.